Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I'm making a follow-up video. I did a video on a bunch of sources. One of them was Hale Turner. I'm not a huge fan of Hale Turner, but he's a source out there that's putting out information. So I will show you what sources you need to go to see the actual information that's being put out. So me being a fan of Hale Turner, no. Hale Turner's a source for me. I go there and see what he's saying. He's been wrong on a lot of times. Another thing that's pretty big is a ton of YouTubers came out with videos for the last year saying this winter we're going to run out of food, we're going to have famine, no food shortages. This was point blank put out by YouTubers. So I'm still waiting for the famine to come. Not saying that we're in bad times, but my official position on my channel was food is going to be available because the farm reports are there. Go read farm reports. Yes, it could be terrible, but still, we produce a ton of food. What I told you, things would cost more. Guess what? Things cost more. We still have food. It's springtime. I've been prepping for so long, I've heard the same crap over and over and over again. People just put it out there. Things will one day be bad. I think preppers jump on this bandwagon, and not the individual prepper, but YouTube preppers, because they've said so much and they have a vested interest in things collapsing. If things collapse, they will be right. I pray I'm wrong. I have grandchildren. I want to be wrong. But I prep because my wealth is not valued in Federal Reserve notes. My wealth is valued in physical, tangible things I can use. Because one day, the Federal Reserve is going to be worthless. It's going to be just paper. And I don't want paper. I want physical things to help my children, help my grandchildren, and help my family, and also help my community. So, a lot of comments people saying, Dave, you don't know what you're doing. You can't understand this. I do understand it because I have friends that are still patriots in the military. People say, oh, if you're in the military, you're a traitor. There's people I know that are in the military for one purpose only, because they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on. And they will do everything in their power to make sure the Constitution is followed. They will do everything in their power to make sure information is given out to good patriots and good Americans. So let's talk about, because so many people, one was a vehicle loaded down with concertina wire. Concertina wire, I've showed it on my channel, is wire that you use in training. People are saying, oh no, they're trying to keep us in or keep us out. That is like you taking your rifle to a training exercise. That's like you taking your canteen and all your gear to a training. That is important. If they're going to set up any type of installation, they're going to use that. They're going to set it up like they're training. Or let's say you're going to the range also and you got ammunition. A lot of times they take C-wire and wrap it around the ammo point. There's just another level of security so they can keep more accountability of ammo, be it whatever it is, whatever you're using at that particular range. So it's very common for trucks to have wire on it. A few of you said, oh, no, this is real because I got wire. That is so full of crap. First of all, SOP for each unit, when I've been in, sometimes you carried one roll of C-wire on your Humvee. That's just SOP. So when you get to somewhere, you have C-wire. You don't have to ask engineers to come in. You can take care of it. Or if you have to stop for the night and you got 6 or 7 Humvees, at least some C-wire will give you somewhat of protection if you have nothing else. So C-wire, having C-wire, and most of these units that people are seeing are National Guard. They're training right now. They take all of their equipment to do their summer training. You don't leave your equipment back at your armory. So the C-wire thing is nonsense. Next was someone said something about the active denial weapon systems. They saw those. Why would they have those? I think they're Crow system. I don't think that's what you saw. And I spent a little bit of time, way too much, trying to debunk this because it takes 30 seconds if you know what to look for. I think this is a Crow system. A Crow system is a mount, just basically remote control mount. So people that said, oh no, this is for controlling us. No, it's definitely not. Another video was an old video from, I think, George Floyd protest. And then someone sent me an article. I will include the article, and this was involving the self-propelled artillery pieces. People say, oh no, they would never drive those on the roads. People get all bent out of shape. They see a 10 or 15 minute or 15-second video, and they just make all these assumptions. There's so many people that I am so scared. They're getting so worked up over these little short videos and what they think is going to happen. When really things happen, the crap hits the fan, you people are going to be worthless. Settle down. Look at the facts. Vehicles everywhere are military doing maneuvers for National Guard and Reserve components. Aircraft. I saw something like, I think it was a B-50, I don't know. It was a bomber of some sort. They said, why do they fly over cities? Let's say you're a pilot and you're training to drop a nuke or a bomb or something. Do you fly over a cornfield? Or maybe you would pick a target that was given to you in the city and you do trial runs over that so you can see cities, you can see buildings, you can train. Yeah, don't do that if you say, let's fly over the cornfield and pretend we're going to drop a bomb. No, you make it as realistic as possible. What else did I saw? Just a lot of people seeing more aircraft. Now, we could see tons more aircraft. I expect to see more aircraft. First of all, we're on the verge of maybe being in World War III. Maybe being in an armed conflict with the Russians. So I would hope to see more aircraft. So you see things flying around. It's not that they're coming for us. But I will stop and say I don't trust the government one little bit. But what we probably see is them preparing for a conflict with China. For them preparing in case Ukraine goes hot. The way it looks, they need it to go hot with us because the Ukrainians can't do the job. And rightfully so. They've been decimated. You can throw all kinds of equipment at them. It's not going to change it. They're going against the Russians. They're going up against a foe that's bigger, better than them. So throwing equipment at them is not the solution. So I spent a little bit of time, more time than I should have, debunking this. And if you watch a 10 or 15-second video and think you can draw a conclusion from it, you have no idea what the guys in the intel industry does. They don't do that. They don't watch it. Whoa. The Ospreys. I've read this in 2 different locations. I'd like to verify a little bit more, but that looks like it was the President of the United States entourage, and he was giving a speech in that area. I'm not going to waste any more time verifying, but I think that is what they came in and dropped off his entourage for the president. People were saying troops were disembarking. I didn't see any troops getting off that thing. I didn't even see, landing. Now, there might be more videos that show that, but to mine, I think that was the president's entourage. I spent a few hours trying to debunk this stuff, and in my head I have. Not to say the government wants to get us. Yes, I know the government wants to get us, but there's going to be enough in this world to get us excited for. So if you're getting excited because you see a 10-second video, 15-second video, and you think the end is near, preppers have said so much in the past. Every time something happens, they say this is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. Spend more time on preparing yourself, preparing your property, preparing your homestead, preparing your house, preparing relationships with neighbors, preparing your community. What's going to happen is going to happen. But you spending your time getting ready. So I made this video because there's so many people. Some people say, no, a bunch of military guys that have retired said, no, this isn't normal. The article I'll provide for those motorized armored vehicles, artillery, that looks very, very correct. So basically what they did was they moved, I think, back from a training area to their armory. You can read that. I think it's the same one that corresponds. A lot of places that I've been near military posts have tracks, tank tracks that are right alongside the road. They're not paved. They're basically like a gravel road, and the tanks can zip up and down without wrecking the asphalt. Now, certain tracked vehicles can have rubber, so it's not as bad, and that definitely helps. But anytime a big heavy piece of equipment with tracks turns, it can damage the asphalt. Those vehicles were probably on the side of the road moving, especially if they're moving from an armory to a training area. They're going to be moving a lot, not just one time. So there is probably at least a path along that road. We can't see. I wish people would start, when they do a video, give more content, more like a salute report. I'm going to do a video on salute report so we can all get on the same page. You see something, you can document it in an easy form, salute, and people can get more out of it instead of getting everyone excited. Hale Turner, I think you're totally wrong on this stuff. I wish you would do more research and say, okay, this is this, and not just put these blanket statements out here and get people excited for nothing. There will be time to get excited. There will be bad times. Right now, a lot of this is not. Let's deal with the train. They're going into Canada. Somebody said they were unloading. I didn't see any video of anything being unloaded. You have to remember, the military's constantly moving equipment. If an active duty unit wants to go to JRTC or NTC, they're going to put their equipment sometimes on rails. It will be sent all the way there. Then you get there, you have to take it off the rail, use it, then put it back on. Some places you can borrow equipment so you don't have to take your equipment. It's a little cheaper, but still that's not the best training. You need to train with your equipment, because a lot of times you're going to find your equipment is junk. And that will tell you, hey, our equipment is not up to the task of weeks and weeks of training. I hope this helps. A lot of comments, people have no idea what they're talking about. Do I have all the answers? Absolutely, positively no. But my background from the military, my son being military and still in the National Guard, I draw from a lot of years of experience. So I can see what's going on. If the United States was going to do something, they wouldn't use artillery pieces alongside the road. They'd be totally different. They would control us with more economics, more control the banking, control the power, instead of putting troops on the ground. When you put troops on the ground, you ask for a confrontation. They don't want a confrontation. They want to control us by other means. And that can be done economically, by power, EMP, you name it. They would rather do that than have troops on the ground, because when you have troops on the ground, you have a target, and then you have to take care of protecting those troops. I hope this helps. Don't watch a 10-second video, 15-second video, and come to all these conclusions. You're going to see additional weeks of troops moving back and forth. Totally normal. Totally normal. Thanks for watching.